Hey, we made it to the final chapter. Oh my goodness. Happy companion. uh, we actually made it to the final chapter. Alright, let's see how it all wraps up. The more hectic things are, the faster the days seem to go by. I wake up in the morning, and before I know it, it's night. Girl, I feel that. If this keeps up, I might end up wishing that the days were longer. It's thanks to my work that I'm not bored, though I have refrained from going out since the second attack. Probably smart. I should thank Noel, who brings me a mountain of paperwork every day with a smile on his face. Oh no. Can't do it. I can motivate myself by saying that this is for Esta's sake, but Noel has been asking me to do a lot of chores apart from work, so I haven't been able to interact with Esta at all for the past few days. Man, this guy is working hard to, like, keep these two apart. We gotta go move back to Bruce at this point. We gotta get away from this guy. He will not quit. No matter how much he might hate me, he doesn't have to torment me like a petulant mother-in-law. It does give off mother-in-law vibes, but except it's worse because he's trying to cause you guys to divorce so that he can marry you instead. It's even worse. With a heavy sigh, I confirmed the last document. That should be all for today. I felt a deep sense of anticipation as I went to put the last document in my hand on top of the pile. Finally, tomorrow. The assembly will finally be held. Okay, I was wondering when that was. Noel and Esta have been frantically preparing for tomorrow. If the new bill is passed, it will change not only how women are treated, but the future for our two countries. Please. I entrusted my wishes as I placed the paper. Immediately after, I heard a knock on the door and looked up. After quickly fixing my hair, I made a short run for the door. Why did you knock this time? Honey?
I'm home.
Welcome home. The moment I stood in front of him, my sense of smell picked up a scent of blood, one that I hadn't felt from Esta in a long time. What have you been doing? Esta, did you hurt your finger? Could Noel have given him another dangerous order? At my obvious unease, Esta smiled wryly as he shook his head.
Lord Noel is not someone who would break his own promise.
Well, that's good. But then, what happened?
Actually, Lord Noel has entrusted me with taking care of his pet animal. I was feeding it when it scratched me.
Pet animal? What kind of pet animal?
I've disinfected the wound, but it's unexpectedly deep.
You shouldn't just leave it like that. Change clothes and I'll take care of it.
No, this isn't...
Nuh-uh. Even small cuts can become terrible later if you underestimate them. Esta was a little confused as I insisted, but broke into a happy smile.
Yes, thank you very much.
But I'm surprised. Even Noel has something that he'd care for. As long as he isn't making Esta do any more dangerous jobs, I don't really care what Noel's hobbies are. I spoke with a sense of relief, but Esta's next words immediately made my cheeks twitch. Oh gosh. I don't think I'm ready for this. What is it?
No, he didn't buy it to care for it. He bought it for executions.
Ah. Did he replace you with an animal? Which, I mean, like, alright. For executions?
Recently, executions using black beasts have become popular in Western countries.
I've never heard of this, and I don't really want to know. So then, they make the beasts eat the people?
Yes, they do seem to enjoy it.
Isn't he just harassing you?
Perhaps, but I don't feel any pain in particular, so I'm fine so long as I'm not eaten.
Oh, well, as long as that's the case. Honestly, this is just too problematic. What if you get killed by one of these strange creatures? This isn't funny. Honestly, I'm going to have to complain to Noel tomorrow. His hand was gently placed on my head as I was making a firm decision. He stroked me to quiet me down, and my eyebrows dropped with an indescribable feeling. Esta, you're too generous.
No, not really.
My eyes followed Esta as he smiled and headed to the bathroom. Esta, who had been working late with Noel on a plan for the question and answer session, looked unusually tired. His usual smile was mixed with a slight shadow of fatigue. While Esta was packing up his papers and belongings, I glanced nervously at him.
Is there something wrong?
No, nothing. Apparently, he thought there was something I had difficulty saying. Although I hurriedly denied it, Esta came up to me, anxiously knitting his eyebrows. While my heart was excited to be close to him again, I was not sure how to answer the question. If I'm honest, next time Esta will be overly concerned and try not to look tired. I'll be sad and lonely if that happens. I think for Esta, showing signs of weakness is proof that he is allowing himself to be vulnerable with me. Thinking about that made me happy, even if it wasn't appropriate. Hey, if it's not appropriate to show vulnerability with your wife, when is it? I consciously tightened my grinning face and placed my hands on the windowsill. Oh, I've been praying to the moon because I'm worried about the outcome of tomorrow's assembly. When I answered, Esta, who was staring at me, smiled.
You are loved by the moon goddess, so tomorrow it will go well. Even if the bill doesn't pass tomorrow, I'm sure you'll be back in Rue someday.
Huh?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about divorce, but I'm wondering if you'd like to visit your home someday once diplomatic relations are normalized.
Oh, so that's what you mean. I was surprised. I thought you were going to divorce me after diplomatic relations were normalized.
Well, there is a possibility that we would be divorced.
His voice and expression suddenly darkened. Esta's unusual appearance made me feel restless. What do you mean?
You were betrothed to the Roos King. If he were to establish the safety of his sister as a condition for our forming an alliance, and have a doctor examine your body...
Having said that much, I knew what he was getting at. It is true that Auri is a gentle brother-in-law, but he can also be a bit difficult. If I refuse to let the doctor examine me, he'll try to find out why. Then they'll find out that we haven't performed the first night ceremony. I feel like there's a simple solution to this, but I'll let the two of them come to that conclusion themselves. That would be a good reason to dissolve our marriage. But, hey, you said so yourself, that one day you intend for us to reach the final stage. His face, My face felt hotter as I talked, and I couldn't look Esta in the eyes. The wind gently caressed my cheeks, sweating from embarrassment. I felt a strong gaze on my burning cheeks. Nighttime activities? Nighttime activities? Well, I mean, we could tonight. That is, if, you know. A woman shouldn't be making the first move like this. I'd argue he tried to make the first move a few times already, and you were like, later. So, I don't really think you're making the first move. I was worried, but I couldn't stand the possibility of being separated from Esta. Besides, we haven't been able to spend much time together lately, and I've been feeling lonely. I wanted to touch him, I wanted him to touch me, and I was always on the verge of tears. I heard Esta's surprised gasp. I was getting more and more embarrassed and thought my face was going to catch fire. I squeezed my eyes shut and prayed in my heart that he would say something. Anything.
That's... impossible.
Having been flatly refused, I felt hopeless. Maybe I'm not attractive enough as a woman. Maybe he only loves me like family and not as a woman. Could that be it? I was biting my lip, feeling like crying, when suddenly both of his hands were placed on my downcast face. He softly made me look up and looked deep into my eyes up close. I felt goosebumps on my skin as it reacted to his strong, mesmerizing gaze.
I can't tonight.
Why?
Once I feel your bare skin, I will drop everything at once and devour you. I will want to have you morning, noon, and night. I can't be in such a situation before the bill passes, which also affects your future. So I can't for a while.
The sheer sensuality of what he said, explained so plainly, paralyzed my thoughts. After a few seconds, I came to my senses and finally asked a stupid question, opening and closing my mouth. I like that's what she focused on, yes. Yes, good. You devour me?
Yes, devour. However, do not be alarmed. Lord Orta has taught me about bedchamber etiquette, so I am certain that I won't hurt you.
Lord Orta taught you about bedchamber etiquette? When? How? Why? Oh god, to be a fly on the wall when Orta is talking to Esta about the nighttime activities. I guess he really wants this marriage to succeed. Okay, well, that was not on my bingo card for this route. Minister Orta.
Yes. Ever since that incident, I have been in occasional contact with Minister Orta, and I was invited to his banquet the other day as well.
Huh.
He was most likely joking, but he did offer to adopt me.
I don't know if he was. He may have been serious about that. Seth and Esta as brothers would be amazing. It's easy to understand why he likes you. Esta is honest and smart, and there's a lot to admire about him, except for his original job. Now that Minister Orta has joined the king's faction, it is not surprising that he likes Esta. I'm surprised. I did not foresee that being a thing. So if the bill passes...
Yes, if it passes.
Esta's lips approached me and stopped close enough for me to feel his heat. His hands wrapping my cheeks restrained me so much that I couldn't escape, but his whispering voice was sweetly husky, as if begging.
My princess, please, accept me.
Even though he's begging, I felt like I was at his whims. Filled with embarrassment and joy, I felt like I was going to say something silly. Say it. So I shut up and nodded. It's a promise. Well, I feel restless. Even after sending Esta out in the morning, I never settled down in my chair. I walked around the room in circles like a chased chicken, checking the height of the sun and letting out a sigh. I'm sure it's already started. The future of the women depends on today's results. Besides, when I think of Esta's efforts, who has worked hard for today, even at the cost of sleep, I want it to be accomplished at any cost. Oh, I'm just restless here, so I think I'll go out and meet him. If I can't get into the chamber, I'd at least like to wait in the corridor in front of it. Determined, I was about to go outside as soon as possible when a sudden sound stopped me in my tracks. Oh, yes. It's probably soon. I was worried that something had happened to Esta, and when I got back was a voice that I hadn't expected at all. Oh, Minister Hatos. He was one of the old dudes that was talking to, Orta. I was like, I know this name.
My name is Hatos. May I have a moment of your time?
Hatos? That Representative Hatos? Yeah, sorry, not Minister, Representative. I recalled the bitter memories of our encounter in the courtyard before. I heard that Representative Hatos, who'd ridiculed Esta that day, had followed Minister Orta and pledged his allegiance to the king's faction. Interesting. I was a bit surprised at first, but as Representative Hatos seemed to be quite taken in with Minister Orta, he may have decided to follow the wishes of the person he admired. I see. That's why Soon let him through. Wary of an assassin's attack, Soon is always on the lookout while Esta is away. Thank you, Soon. If he let Representative Hatos through, that means he was judged to be safe. Esta said before that if you break your oath to the king, you can safely expect to be executed. But why is he coming to see me? Yeah. Regardless of whether or not he had business with Esta, I couldn't understand why he'd come to see me, a mere woman. My husband isn't in at the moment.
Yes, I know. I'm envious of your husband, who has been given permission to enter the chamber.
Only the 12 sages, the king, and a limited number of other persons are allowed into the chamber today. Esta has been only allowed to enter as Null Secretary. I was about to ask him why he'd come here, but I stopped myself. He is an aristocrat, a representative close to Minister Orta. It would be rude to ask him a question which shows I'm on my guard. Now that Esta is working so hard, I can't damage my husband's reputation at a place like this. Soon is just outside of the door, and Representative Hatos is an ally now. It's rude for me to be so on my guard. Please, come in.
Please forgive my rudeness for disturbing you when you are alone.
Representative Hatos came in and bowed his head lightly with a low profile that was a complete change from before. Astonished, I hurriedly offered him a chair. You don't need to be so formal. I'm just a woman. Please, have a seat over there. Representative Hatos responded with a soft smile and sat down in the chair I suggested. I also sat down opposite him.
No, I've heard you are quite a fine woman, also recognized by my Minister Orta. Someone far more valuable than a mere representative such as myself.
That's...
Which is why today I've come to ask your opinion.
My opinion?
Yes, but before that...
Representative Hatos broke off the conversation and pulled a bottle of liquor from his pocket.
This is a rare and precious wine that I have saved for a good day. If you don't mind, why not have a sip?
Are you sure to give me such a valuable thing?
It is none other than you who have moved the hardened hearts of the Nasla people. That is why I want you to drink this.
Nasla has a strange custom that a woman shouldn't share a meal with a member of the opposite sex while her husband isn't around. Yes. Does a drink count as well? Considering that, I don't think this is something I should do. It's true, better to be safe than sorry. I also don't trust... I know we're supposed to be, like, not on our guard, but I don't trust that it's not poisoned. But I can't turn down a recommendation from an important person. I don't want him to get indignant either, for that would cause problems later. Oh, then I shall get cups. After much hesitation, I eventually decided to accept Representative Hatos' invitation. I feel like Snow White right now, like I'm about to bite into a poisoned apple. I grabbed cups from the room and hurried back to my seat.
Thank you.
Upon saying thanks, he poured me a drink. While I waited timidly, a certain sense of anxiety passed through my mind. I wonder if this is really safe to drink. Hey, Soon, if you want to, like, pop in and just, like, have a sip real quick, that'd be cool. In the first place, it is strange that an aristocrat would go out of his way to ask one girl for her opinion. I hate to think about it, but if Representative Hatos was the mastermind behind the assassination attempts, and if this was poisoned... It's true, we haven't actually found out who the mastermind is behind all these assassination attempts. That's kind of hanging over us. However, if I decline the invitation from the man well acquainted with Minister Orta, this is certain to have negative repercussions later on. A cold sweat broke out on my face as I could neither evade or escape the situation. My hand holding the cup was about to tremble.
Oh, I must say that vintage wine is quite exceptional.
Representative Hatos drank the wine that had been poured into his cup all at once. That's good. These are our cups, and if he drank the wine, then it should be fine. Relieved, I lifted my cup and smiled in amity as I... Amity? Is that a word? Hold on. I've never actually seen that before. Hold on. I must look this up. It might be a misspelling of another word, in which case I'll have no idea what it means, but I want to do my research. I also want this to not be laggy. That would be cool. Not amity. Amity. Definition? A friendly relationship. Okay. Okay, I've never heard that word before, so I learned something new today. So I smiled in amity as I noticed yellow petals on Representative Hatos' shoulder. Do you like flowers too, Representative Hatos?
Flowers?
Yes, you have yellow petals on your shoulder.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Actually, before I came here, I went to the flower garden in the mountain behind the castle.
There's such a place in the mountain?
Yes, there's a carpet of yellow flowers on one side which looks like streaming sunlight. It's very beautiful and empowers the viewer. I used to feast there and make vows with Minister Orta and Minister Marg. No matter how confused the political situation may become, we are truly concerned about the country and will work together. I can endure any hardship to fulfill that vow.
Even drinking poison liquor? Your bonds are quite strong.
Yes. Minister Marg and I respect Minister Orta in particular.
That's a wonderful story.
What kind of flower do you like?
There are plenty, but my favorite one is... What immediately came to my mind was the red flowers that dye the large river on the border. But I wasn't sure if I could say that it was my favorite, as this is said to be the source of the disease, the rot. I thought of a few safe answers, but ultimately came to the conclusion that it wasn't quite right. Representative Hatos even shared his true feelings with me, telling me about his cherished memories of Minister Orta. It didn't feel right replying to that with a lie. I like the fields of red flowers on the banks of the river.
The nameless flower? But that flower...
It's said to be the cause of the disease, but I don't think it is.
Why?
Just between you and me. Actually, I used to play in that flower field, and yet, here I am, still alive. Ah, maybe that's why you survived the rot. It is the cure. Which proves that the flower is not the source of the disease.
I see. You are quite a brave woman to fearlessly enter the flower garden that is said to be the source of the disease.
I don't think it was bravery. I was young, too young to know fear. However, that kind of daring might be necessary for adults in today's world.
What do you mean?
There are things you can't understand unless you actually step into it. Sometimes you can't really feel it unless you touch it. I've learned that from the people of this country.
Have you learned that from someone in this country?
Yes. From the other side of the border, I'd always imagined Nasla as... And apologies for saying so, but I'd thought it was a world populated entirely by ruthless barbarians. So when I was kidnapped, I was desperate, angry, and frightened like everyone else. The only reason I'm still standing is because of all of you.
Now you're saying it's different.
To be honest, I still haven't forgotten my anger at the time, but now... I don't really like the top one because it kind of implies that she hasn't forgiven yet. It's like, I'll get there eventually. While this, like, I'm also grateful implies she is that currently right now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go I'm also grateful. I'm also grateful. Representative Hatos, who until then had only smiled at me, blinked as if he were startled.
You're grateful?
If I hadn't been brought here, I wouldn't have realized that the people who live here are the same as I am. I couldn't have felt that we laugh, cry, and suffer all the same. I could never have known all of this from the other side of the riverbank. So now, I'm thankful to Nasla for this country, which has made me abandon my narrow perceptions and open my eyes. I hope its people can find happiness as equals. Representative Hatos' thinly opened lips repeatedly opened and closed, as if expressing hesitation. Is there something you would like to confess? Eventually, he asked me in a slow, measured manner, as if to confirm my true intentions.
You sound as if you love this country.
When asked, I was surprised too. I wasn't aware of it when I was talking. I laughed at such stupidity and took a small breath. Feeling that I was now speaking from the heart, I spoke to Hatos. I love this continent. Having multiple tribes come together can lead to some difficult problems, but if possible, I'd like for all of our peoples to be happy.
That's quite a fantasy.
Maybe so. Representative Hatos' voice instantly lowered. Maybe he's dumbfounded.
Do you really think that's going to happen between countries that have fought against each other?
It won't be easy. Even if it does happen, there could still be hatred deep down in people's hearts. But if we resist change, then both Roos and Nasla will be decimated by the rot. People can change, and that's why we can overcome anything. I want to believe in that, even if I'm called a dreamer. Besides, we have proof that it is possible even now, don't we? You, a Nasla man, and me, a Roos woman, are here sharing the same wine. Isn't this proof that people can make connections across borders? If we continue to build these bonds one by one, then one day, I'm sure that the peaceful Nasla that you and Minister Orda have wished for will come to be. I could smile from the bottom of my heart. Perhaps I was able to say this because I felt the warmth of humanity in Representative Hatos when he spoke of his past with Minister Orda. If you have a human heart, you will surely understand each other. I was feeling a sense of relief, but I tilted my head at Hatos' dejected expression.
My apologies, but I seem to have been mistaken.
About what? When asked, Representative Hatos' shoulders drooped even more. A strange complexion, a mixture of astonishment and sadness, was floating on his downcast face.
All this time, I thought Minister Orta had taken pity on you in your desperation and granted your wish. So I felt I had to do something to eliminate the concerns of the kind Minister Orta. But I was wrong. Minister Orta was neither bonding with you nor blinded by pity. He saw the potential in the bond between you and Mr. Esta. Therefore, he decided to take a step forward for the sake of the country. He hadn't forgotten his oath to truly care for our country and work together.
Representative Hatos? It might be my imagination, but it looked like he's about to cry. As I worried that I'd said something to offend him, Representative Hatos' head rose with a slow motion. The blue sky beyond the window was reflected in Representative Hatos' exhausted-looking eyes.
Perhaps it was me. I was the one who forgot.
I'm not sure what's happening, but I should encourage him. I raised my cup of wine, which I'd forgotten that I was holding because I was too absorbed into our conversation, and spoke in a cheerful tone. If you have the same will as Minister Orta, I'm sure you're a man who truly cares about this country. I will do my best, no matter how trivial, to cooperate so that everyone can be happy. I'll drink this. I thought having a few drinks together would brighten the mood. Probably like how you hung out in the flowers along the riverbank and picked up an immunity. Well, not an immunity, but like a cure to the rot. Him going to that field of yellow flowers probably gave him an immunity to a poison it has, and so he's able to drink the wine without being affected, but it would have very bad effects on you, I'd imagine. Please tell me you're gonna slap this wine out of her hand. That's what I thought, and as I was about to drink it, Representative Hatos put his hand on top of mine. His serious eyes were looking straight at me. Representative Hatos?
That drink is too bitter for you.
Representative Hatos' hand trembled slightly. It was a different kind of shaking, not the kind that came from emotion. He dropped his eyes to his cup and was silent for a moment. I couldn't say anything. Representative Hatos' voice encouraged me.
Please go. To your future.
It's not too late. You can come with us.
Unfortunately, this foolish old man can no longer stand up.
Oh no, so you didn't have an immunity, you were really just willing to sacrifice, like, your body for your friend and your country. Gosh, what is it with the Orta men that have, like, these crazy friends in politics that are like, I will murder someone because you're being had by this woman with the flaxen hair. Both son and father had crazy friends. Why did you drink it?
It would be wrong to take away what he believed in, and for me to lose nothing in the process.
Representative Hatos.
Thank you. I'm glad I realized my mistake at the end.
All of my senses went fuzzy, and even though it's midday, it felt dark in front of me.
What's wrong, madam? Representative Hatos is...
Can I go see Esta? Seeing my expressionless face, Soon seems to have guessed something. After a few moments of silence, I quietly hung my head. I'm going now, Representative Hatos.
Oh, Naala!
Well, I guess if we say I can forgive, we're probably gonna drink a poisoned cup, and then Esta's gonna come home to his poisoned wife in his room. And that's gonna be wonderful. I can't wait to see that bad ending and cry my heart out forever. Apparently, this was right around the time when the assembly ended. Esta spotted me in the distance and rushed over to me somewhat excited, which was really rare.
Please listen. That bill was...
I knew the result just from Esta's happy face. Had I been my usual self, I would have been excited, jumped up and down, and spoken in a hurry. But looking at me as I don't do any of those things, Esta frowned.
Naala?
Oh, Esta. Can I ask a favor, please?
Yes, of course. To celebrate today, you can have whatever you want.
Then... could you come with me to bring some of the yellow flowers from the mountain behind the castle? I'd like to pick a lot of them.
That's...
The information about each politician must have been running through Esta's competent mind. With just these words and my appearance, he seems to have understood the situation. Esta, Hey, he's so good. So good to her. He can pick up on things. He's a smart boy. Smart, sweet boy. His hand gently reached out and pulled me in for a gentle hug. A single tear spilled out as he stroked my head.
Whatever you want.
This is when the kiss happens after that sad moment? Sheesh. After all the times you guys have been angsting for each other, it's in the sad moment when you have your first kiss. Oh. I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy to have it, but still, my guy. He gently sucked in the teardrops that overflowed from my eyes and lodged between my lips. He pecked me lightly a few times, and then finally our lips met gently. Our first kiss tasted of tears mixed with joy and sorrow. I mean, he almost lost her. Oof.